So today I got a story for you, because this is really what the whole Happy Boobs experience is about. So for decades I hated this song. Now, junior high was a tough time for me. Not just because this alien had come and taken over my body and I didn't know what to do with it, like it did to all of us, but there was a lot of other stuff going on at home that was very confusing. And there was a lot to take in. And at the time, we had a jukebox at school. Yes, I'm dating myself. I don't care. I'm going to date myself a little bit more. There was this song that was played again and again and again and again, like all lunchtime, all recess. It was Journey. It was Journey. And it was Open Arms. I think Journey was like every song that was played. Occasionally they'd throw in some Endless Love or some Eye of the Tiger, but it was pretty much Journey nonstop. And if you were alive back then, you didn't go anywhere without hearing Journey, and it was kind of crazy. So Open Arms, just like, I couldn't stand the song. I was like, I hate this song. And I thought it was just because, well, it was on all the time. We even had the chorus group did a big performance, and that song was in it. And, the big popular guy in school, he sang the song, and I swear it felt like he was looking straight into my soul. Now, he probably wasn't looking at me at all, because, I was the quiet little girl in the corner, right? And let me tell you, he worked hard at being popular. I don't think he even cared about me at all. And maybe there was someone behind me, taller than me, which is most, that he was singing to. It didn't matter. I was not interested in him. But it felt like he was, those words just were, opening up my heart and burying my soul. I mean, I kind of felt naked. That's, the worst 7th grade, 8th grade dream, right? So, I just was like, ew, get me out of here. And so for decades, every time that song would come on, I don't want to hear that song. I hate that song. There's not too many songs I can say about that. Pachelbel's Canon in D is up there, but that's because I had to play 3rd string violin. Ugh. Anyway, that's another story. So, Open Arms got me. And this weekend, it was really interesting. The song came on the radio, and I just, it doesn't bother me anymore, but I just was like, let's see what else is on, right? And this little voice in my head said, listen to the words. And I did. And I was like, oh. So, the song's about a big breakup and aching hearts and stuff like that. And the big breakups, they hurt a lot. They do. But I kind of think sometimes they're easier than the little ones. So, like a marriage. A marriage doesn't end usually because of one thing. Usually it's 1,000 little deaths that lead up to the end. Because, you're staying together for the marriage, for the kids. This is the life you wanted to live. And so, these little deaths happen. And you just kind of keep going. And, sometimes we make excuses. Or we're just family's everything. Well, I was going through a lot of little deaths at home. And that song was hitting those. Now, at 13 years old, I didn't know what was really going on. I didn't know how to put words to it. I certainly didn't have anybody I could talk to about it. All my friends, they were dealing with the alien in their body too, and they had some other issues, and we all kind of had our issues, right? And mine were just kind of different from what my friends were going through. Not worse or anything, just different. And I didn't have the words to put them into place. I didn't have the words to say, hey, this ain't okay. You know, looking back as an adult, I'm like, I would never do that to my kid. No way, no how. And my parents were doing the best that they knew how, I guess. But these are the hurts that get stuck in our chest. These are the hurts that stay, and they create these emotions, and I call them stress marbles. So they create these stress marbles in our chest. And that's really what Happy Boobs is all about. Is let's get rid of these stress marbles. For God, almost 40 years, I've been hating this song. Okay, I didn't hate it for 40 years, but when I really listened to the words, I was like, ooh, I get it. It wasn't just because it was played over and over and over. Okay, that was annoying. But it was the words that were going deep in my soul, that were explaining something to me that I didn't have the words for. And so I took that information and I listened to the song again. I'm like, okay, let's really feel this song and let's put it out there. Like, I want to get rid of this, right? And so then I used some of the tools that I'm going to teach you in the Happy Boobs experience. And I was like, I could feel, gosh, it's almost 40 years of things just unraveling. And I was amazed. I mean, okay, I don't know. It was amazing. I've come to expect this. This is normal for me. But it was so incredible to just feel this stress ball that had been sitting there for so long, and like I'd forgotten about it. You know, like I said, the song hasn't bothered me in a really long time, and it's just like, oh, it's Open Arms, whatever. There's got to be something else better on. Okay, you know, it's just done. But it wasn't done inside my body. Now it's done inside my body. I'm not going to go get the record or nothing, but it's done inside my body. And that's what we're doing with Get Happy Boobs. So, what's your song? Maybe it's not a song. Maybe it was a conversation you had. Because that song was going after a conversation that I had. Actually, it was several conversations that were going on. And they were hurting on a very deep level, but they were micro deaths. It wasn't a big death. It was a series of micro deaths. And so what micro death is holding you back? That's what we're going to get rid of. Are you ready? Come, please join us. It's Get Happy Boobs. Go to happyboobs.me. I've got a link below here. You can check it out. This is about wellness from the inside out. You're going to love it.